Welcome back, YouTube. This is Big P with the 10 Gen talking about the Xbox One and is it right for you? It's coming at an AMD Jaguar accelerated processor unit, pushing 2 quad cores, pushing about 1.75 gigahertz. It's got 8 gigabyte of DDR RAM, and the graphics processor is pushing at an impressive 853 megahertz. I've been playing this and it is extremely enjoyable. If you're planning on getting anything, this is what you want to get because it comes with a Blu-ray. If you want to sit there and watch a movie, it's got a high selection of movies that you can download on. Plus, the gaming experience is just awesome. I played several games, and I think that this system is going to stand the test of time. It's going to be here for about 10 to 15 years because, system stays in the house about that long anyway. Sometimes even 20 years. I got plenty of retro games. Will it become a retro system? Who knows? But I believe it looks pretty good. I think Microsoft should do more with the Connect though. They pretty much pushing it to the side a little bit because of all the glamour it had got it first. I mean, it was just glorious, huh? But I like the idea of being able to nobody else could be able to access my Xbox. I got several Xboxes stolen over time when I was in school and or a house had got broken in and stuff like that. I'd like to know if I could find it if somebody did steal it or just shut it off altogether. So I pretty much liked it. I think they were overboard with it, but it was a nice gesture at that time. I just think they should have just sat down with everybody and explained it, other than just having a quick segment on it. But the Connect is awesome, and I think the game that they should start really paying attention to is a game called Seaman that was on the Dreamcast. If they study that game, they should pretty much be able to use the Connect how it was meant to use. I can see a lot of educational games being put in there. Being that I got kids, I can see my kids sitting in front of it, Xbox, exploring the discovery world or something like that, and then chanting what they want to say or what they want to do, or even if they just ABCD the questions just to upload. I think they should upload a lot more commands into it because the Connect is a very, very impressive device along with the Xbox. Right now, this is the preliminary, and the system is selling pretty good. Really, it's on a pretty good track to be honest with you. And the media base is going pretty good. The music ain't it's kind of lacking because they got this little system that they got in there. You can't really own the music. You just got to buy a prescription or something, which I guess is okay for some people, but not me. I think they should go more with the Xbox by putting a keyboard in it. I mean, it's powerful enough. It's on par with computers. It's not as powerful as a computer, but no gaming system that ever came out was ever more powerful than a computer. I mean, you can take a computer apart and put more parts in. It costs thousands of dollars to do that because you got to upgrade CPUs and stuff like that. The Xbox consoles, they take out all that problem, man. You ain't got to worry about all of that. If you enjoy games, you enjoy Blu-rays, you enjoy all around entertainment, this is what you want. I got like two. I got several games, but I'm gonna review like two of them. I'm not gonna put them out there yet because I'm still trying to do the do's and don'ts with YouTube. I don't want to step on their toes and people sue or sit down or something. I'm not going through. I'm just doing this for fun. I drive trucks. I'm just doing this for fun because I like games. I like talking about games. I got friends that talk about games. But the first one I'm gonna review is Sunset Overdrive, which I give an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty nice game. The graphics pop out at you. I mean, everything is gorgeous. It's got one thing in there that I really love about video games. And that's create my own character. I like character customization. Is just it's the now and the future. I mean, it's just like if you watch a movie. I don't watch movies anymore because I get tired of looking at the same person in every doggone movie. I mean, you go from being a daycare owner to a space invader to. I mean, you get tired of looking at the same thing over and over. So character customization is pretty much where it's at. The only thing I really didn't like about it, which really giving it an 8 out of 10, is you can't really do anything with the environment. The environment really is just there. It's a pretty painting though, but that's about as far as it goes. The character body really didn't have many frames. It had a lot of frame rate, but it didn't have the frames to it. The body just didn't. It only did certain things, and just a handful. But I didn't see that. I saw the game, the colors of the game, the graphics of the game's next gen, but pretty much the action of the character was pretty much low end. But it'll come along. They always do. The next one is Killer Instinct. I give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, I like the game. See, the thing about games is mostly I play fighting games. But when you look at a game like Killer Instinct, the graphics are nice, but the characters are just dead. When they fall, they only have one position they fall into. I mean, the characters didn't have no frames. They had frame rate, but they didn't have no frames. They hit when they get hit. They only do one thing to indicate they're getting hit. Everything was just. They only had like one frame for everything. All the men fell one way, all the women fell another way. That was it. And there was no interaction with the environment. They didn't say anything throughout the fight. Barely say anything. The story was lame. The game was just lazy. Okay, I've seen games like this, and everybody try to pull the same stunt. Though they go to cutting costs, and they cut costs in the wrong areas, like frames and stuff like that. And the characters don't do much of nothing, and it kills the generation. It's just like I was a fan of action fighters, and from Double Dragon, it started off like it was for every punch there was a reaction. When you hit somebody, it had a different reaction for every time you get hit. On up, then went the Streets of Rage, and they just threw a bunch of characters at you, and everybody had just like this one reaction to everything. And then it went up. I mean, they just got lazy with it, and it went all the way up to like Square Enix when they made the bouncer, and the only combo you had was punch, 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 kick, kick, kick. The combos wasn't punch or kick. I mean, these are major companies. The characters didn't have no life in them, anything, no life. It's just like killing. The characters don't have no life in their face, and that's what makes a fighting game. The life that you have in the character. I mean, it's like shooter games are about the environment graphics, because all you see is a gun in the environment. RPGs is about how much glare you can put on the screen. Fighting games are basically about the character, and if you can't manipulate that character, then it just looks dead. And that's what it pretty much. I mean, they had blood. I wish I could just turn it off, because it just any little punch you do, it splats. And that's all. It has no origin of where it even came from. It just blacks out. Extremely lazy. And like I was saying, the game was great. It's just when it came to doing the characters, it was just lazy. It's just like Nina from Namco. The game was awesome, but they were so lazy. I mean, half the time she got hit, she didn't even have a response to it. The energy just went down. So this is what kills games like that. And to see something this lazy, I mean, the game it's pretty. But when they got to the character and you just looking at the characters are lazy. The blood is too much. I mean, I know every punch ain't finna knock ounces of blood out of you, okay? I mean, okay, now I know this is just a video game, but come on now, you gotta have some sense of reality to it at least. And it had none. So I really give this game a 5, I think, because it's just lazy. Like I said, if they do this and other people try to follow it, they say cut costs where you really don't have to put no frames. They really don't have to. They can all fall one way. They can all get hit and have one response to it. Everybody's going to come out there and do it, and it's going to be just like a movie. Everybody's seeing the same person in every movie. It's just boring, and that's pretty much what made Killer Instinct boring. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and say I played the Master Chief, and that was nice. It came out nice. So I see a really bright future in it. A few games still ain't next gen, but you figure that all the developers aren't next gen. They're not ready for next gen. So they're gonna come along, just like they're always. I've been around the game since 2600. I got a 56 and a 72. NES, I got them all on up, and I see the same thing. People always compare these to computers, but don't listen to them. Computers come with a whole lot of trouble. And they cost thousands of dollars to keep rebuilding that computer over and over. Them processors are not cheap. Those CPUs are not cheap. Those graphic processors are not cheap, and you got to take them out and put them in. They cost the price of a console. Every time you take them out, if you put a good one in, you put a cheap $50 one in, it's going to burn out. Okay, then you got to replace the fans. All of it. So they're not telling you this. So if you want a good console in your house for the family, I highly recommend the Xbox One. The games are getting better. Are good. I'm kind of emotional about Killer Instinct because I know what kills a generation of games, and what they did was very lazy, and it kills a generation of games. But aside from that, the Xbox One is highly recommended for entertainment for your whole entire family. And I believe if they hire their Connect crew back and focus on children's games, it's gonna skyrocket the Connect. But I hope you got something out of this. This is Big P from the 10th Gen. I'm signing off, and I got to get back on the road because Christmas is awesome this year. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you around.